Today we're going to look at a carbon bump helmet offered by Tas Night Corporation out of Australia. These are some of the first helmets I've seen that are genuine carbon fiber shells that still fall within that price category of being pretty budget friendly. There's two sizes offered. These are large. Both of these are large, but they do offer an extra large. And the difference is that on the extra large, the diameter of the shell is half an inch larger. And I'm assuming that means, in both directions, front to back and side to side. These helmets are coming in at $420 plus shipping, which is, once again, like we said earlier, is a big difference between going out and paying $1,000 for an ops core carbon. Full disclosure, we did get a discount on these helmets. I reached out to Tas Night Corporation, and I literally just wanted to ask them a couple of questions because I was getting ready to buy these. And then I mentioned that I was interested in doing a review. And, they responded with, hey, we want to provide this to you. Since you're going to do a review, we can cut you a deal. And they basically gave us two for the price of one. So that's, a big deal. And I just want to say thank you to Tas Night Corporation for, making this review a little bit more affordable.
Yeah, it definitely gets more hours on their units to get more information out to you guys.
Yep. Yeah, and you should be looking to do business with companies that do that because they actually value feedback on what they're selling. Now, without trying to start an argument, because I know this is kind of a touchy subject, but, when it comes to the whole China takeover of a lot of the different night vision accessories and stuff, I'm not going to sit here and necessarily condone a lot of what's going on, but at the same time, when I give a U.S. company $10,000 for my night vision device, I don't feel like I'm committing some type of huge crime by saving a little bit of money on some of my accessories. So I don't think that makes me a communist, paying 10 grand for my binos and then trying to save a few $100 on on a helmet.
So if you're watching this, you're already likely aware of a lot of the benefits of carbon fiber construction versus your typical plastic bump helmet. Chief amongst these is weight, and man, does this helmet deliver in that category. Upon arrival, the helmets weighed in at 1 pound 12 ounces, which was a substantial weight savings from the already ultralight M-Tech PTS bumps we were using, which weighed in at 2 pound 4 ounces. Nearly half a pound of weight savings has proven to be pretty game-changing, as weight savings within the night vision community is something of a religion. People are always hunting for the lightest bino, or they're outspending $1,500 to $1,800 on lightweight optics that save 3 or 4 ounces. And with factory systems like the L31531 or Elbit 5032s that we used for this review, you can't even get the weight savings from the optics as they're often proprietary or irreplaceable glass.
Like you said, you're not going to get a whole lot lighter when it comes to a plastic bump, but with these, you're cutting off a half of a pound, which is pretty considerable. 8 ounces of weight is not something that you're going to change on your night vision device.
No, that's half of a modern bino, though.
Right, exactly.
Weight on the top of your head adds up pretty quick. And for some, it might encumber movement. And for high-speed tasks like running, jumping, driving, even just rapid head movement side to side during scanning, this can mean substantial and sustained wear and tear on your neck and spine, which can lead to permanent neck and back issues.
Especially when we're in less permissive environments. It's nice to not want to snap your neck with the ballistic helmet while you're looking left and right.
Or when you find yourself in a position where you need to run.
Yep.
Or you really need to book it.
Yeah, the older I get, the less I want to do that regardless. But
exactly. So one thing I like to remind myself is night vision devices are measured in ounces, helmets are measured in pounds. And I've been guilty of trying to find the lightest weight night vision device that I could source. But at the end of the day, you're going to be able to save far more weight for far less money just by getting a lighter helmet. You know how Opscore weighs their helmets?
Huh.
Just a shell. No rails, no shroud.
Really?
It's just a shell.
Is that how they weigh these too?
No. If you read it, it'll say shell weight. It'll just say shell only. Yep. Nobody cares that you're weighing a shell. That doesn't really give me a good frame of reference because all of us are just going to throw a shell on a scale.
The other key feature we'll mention of carbon fiber construction is its purported strength, as it's supposedly substantially more durable than its plastic counterparts. Though Tas Night Corporation's helmets do not come with a stated bump protection rating.
Technically, OpsCore is going to be legitimately impact rated with that layer of styrofoam that they have. Whereas these are just going to be shell only with pads. So technically, these should be considerably lighter than even the OpsCore ones. So we currently have around 30 hours of, what I would call moderately hard use. We are not babying these helmets at all.
Now, for things we liked about the helmet that stood out to us. Firstly, the genuine carbon fiber construction.
It's an actual genuine carbon fiber shell. There are other companies that make what appear to be carbon fiber, but they're not actually carbon fiber. They just kind of have the look. This is a real carbon fiber shell.
Another key component this helmet includes is an authentic Wilcox lightweight shroud, which I was extremely pleased with. The lockup with my G24 was tighter than my L2 G05, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a combined mountain shroud. The fact they use kind of a trusted product from Wilcox boosts my confidence, and I would assume boosts a lot of other users' confidence in the longevity and durability of the shroud itself and the helmet.
That's really the point, kind of the dividing line of, budget versus, or clone or budget helmets versus the real deal. I've had issues in the past where my night vision mount there was no way it was going to fit into that shroud without some type of modification. That's something you can feel really confident in mounting your night vision to, and you're not going to be worried about it popping off inadvertently.
Until we noted you had this KDEX before the helmet. You didn't go out and purchase it because the Wilcox sucked.
Exactly. Yep. So there's no taking this KDEX on and off. It's going to be fixed to the helmet. I'm just a kind of a KDEX fanboy.
Tas Night Corporation continued their use of genuine parts with 40 pads. These pads are kind of an industry mainstay, super comfortable, resistant to hot spots and pressure points, while being some of the lightest pads in the market, kind of continuing the theme of overall weight reduction.
Pretty much my favorite or my go-to. I've added that pad system to several helmets that I've had over the years. So again, great choice there. It pretty much ensures you're going to have a comfortable helmet. That's one of the most dramatic differences between different helmets is the padding system. The only issue, and it's a known issue, it is what it is just cold weather. Getting these 40 pads out in the cold weather, they are going to, if you sit them out and your head is not keeping them warm, the pads are going to get pretty hard. And so, try and mitigate that by not taking your helmet off too much in cold weather.
Continuing with design choices that we both liked, they used FMA OpsCore rails, and they allow for a sleek wiring path beneath the rail for any alternative power source. They also reduced the possibility of cable snag.
So we did run into a few negatives that are worth mentioning. They're not deal breakers by any means, and the majority of these issues are issues that are correctable by the user. Right. I got these helmets in, I took them out of the box, and I carried them to my office. And when I sat down to start messing with my helmet, I realized that I was missing actually shroud bolts. So on this one, there was a front and back bolt missing out of there. So those had fallen out, and I had to go try and find them. You never want to get any helmet in and just take for granted that everything is perfectly set up. So You know, if you're going to hang some really expensive night vision off of them, take the time, check all the bolts, and if they're not Loctited, I personally recommend applying some Loctite. If they're going to be hard use helmets and you're not going to change the rails or the shroud, I would just go ahead and Loctite them. Again, I don't expect that to be some type of a widespread issue with them. I did mention it to them, and they said, "Hey, we're going to go through all of our helmets and we're going to check them and tighten them up." But they were willing to go through and check their whole inventory. I don't expect that to be something that anybody else will experience, but regardless, go through and check your stuff and protect your investment. The second thing we noticed is that we noticed chipping around the edges of the shell.
Specifically on the multicam.
Yeah, the multicam was kind of the one that kind of showed the most chipping and stuff like that. And when I say chipping, I mean just the finish, not like chips in the shell itself, just chips in the hydro dip or whatever they're using to, get the pattern on and the colors on the helmet. The third thing that we noticed that both of us didn't like at all was this plastic nape piece right here. It's like almost like a 4x4 inch curved square that is supposed to support the base of your neck, but it ended up being really uncomfortable for me. I noticed like after about 2 hours, it created like this muscle soreness type thing in my neck. Our fix was just taking this out and then putting the 4D pad directly on the adjustable nape portion, right here. So we just got rid of the plastic piece, put the padding right over that, and so far so good. So again, not a deal breaker, but something we wanted to point out. Issue number 4, depending on your size and adjustment, I do not like the design of this adjustment wheel. If your head and kind of neck is too big, it's going to push this adjustment wheel into the shell, and it will actually start to kind of like throw off your helmet adjustment. I noticed it pushing the helmet, forward and down over my eyes.
And how exactly did you fix that on yours?
You know what did it was removing that plastic piece for the nape allowed me a different type of adjustment. And I guess with that thickness being gone, it allowed me to pull that much tighter into my neck. You can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, potentially, if you remove that plastic piece. I have since now I can't even really get that close enough to do it anymore. So, go through, make some adjustments as needed. If making those adjustments hadn't have fixed this issue for me, I literally would have ripped this whole thing out and I would have used a different system altogether. But I was able to use it as is. No problems so far. So just wanted to mention that. Would I recommend this? Would I recommend this helmet to somebody? For sure. I would recommend it if their biggest criteria is weight savings and price. I literally don't know of or haven't seen personally any other options at this price point for a helmet ready to use out of the box, carbon fiber. I don't know of any other helmets that meet that criteria in terms of like the overall quality and then just the price. Like you said, you're going to pay double for anything else. And would I buy the helmet again if I had to pay retail? Mind you, we did receive essentially half off for both of these helmets. Would I buy this helmet again if I had to pay retail? Yes, because I can't. There's nothing else that competes with it in that price range. So, and I do like the helmet enough to where I don't plan on ever trading it out for anything else. But this is not the helmet to protect from like traumatic brain injury and stuff like that. You're going to want to go with the real deal if you're concerned with, real safety concerns. Beyond just this helmet review, I wanted to discuss training and use with your night equipment. All too often, people spend thousands on gear and guns, but don't allocate time to get out and become proficient. Often, it's a lack of local facilities welcoming to and capable of hosting night shoots. So if you're near San Antonio, Texas, don't let that be you. Check out RDI Training and Consulting Group. I want to take some time to thank them for providing the facility where we conduct our field review and testing process. We wouldn't be able to do what we need to do without their support. Their headquarters, located in Pleasanton, Texas, features a spacious classroom equipped with audiovisual technology, and their private range sets the stage for practical training. With 4 shooting bays varying in distance from 40 to 60 yards, as well as a 500-yard rifle range, RDI offers a versatile and realistic training environment. Their expert instructors conduct hands-on exercises that challenge and sharpen your skills in a safe and controlled setting. If you would like additional info regarding RDI's facility and services, please contact them via email at info@realitydefense.net, and please tell them that Overnight Observation sent you, especially if you are interested in low-light training activities.